What happens if you fail AIT? I mean, how do you fail out of AIT? I mean, like, is that even a thing? I'm going to share with you some of the things that happen while at AIT. AIT is your Advanced Individual Training, where you learn your MOS, your Military Occupation Specialty, your AKA job skill that you signed up to do in the United States Army. I'll share with you some of the things that are trending and some of the things that you may or may not have the choice if you find yourself in this position that could cause you or others around you in this position to get discharged. So let's get to the bottom of this, and it starts right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team SWARTZ, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Here on this channel, I post a ton of Army basic training tips, recruiting, and other Army related videos. So if that's what you're here for, consider subscribing to this channel, hitting that bell icon, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Hi, I'm Sergeant First Class SWARTZ, your local New York Army National Guard recruiter, conveniently located in Midtown Manhattan in New York City. And I am never too busy transitioning you from a civilian into a citizen soldier. I have conveniently posted my number on the screen, so if you're in New York City, shoot me a text message, boss, if you want to get started today. If you're outside of New York City or outside of New York State and you want to get in contact with the recruiter nearest you, feel free to go to nationalguard.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. One reason a soldier fails AIT is their physical fitness test. 1 October of 2019, anyone who ships out to training thereafter is obligated to pass the Army Combat Fitness Test, which is the all-new PT test with 6 events. I'm not going to go through all the events, just know that it's a lot more challenging and you're not going to be able to come off the couch to be able to pass it. I'm going to post a link down below of a video I created going over anything and everything you could think of the all-new Army Combat Fitness Test. So if you've passed in basic training, don't slack up, do not give up on yourself, push yourself every day that you do physical training. Some training installations, this is why I feel that some of the soldiers come home failing their PT test when they come to the units, is because once they pass their physical fitness test and meet that requirement for AIT, they make PT optional. And that to me is the wrong answer. So to prepare yourself before basic training is to run 3 times a week. One day run for distance, fun run, 3 to 4 miles. Another day you're going to do a 1 mile warm up and then 10 wind sprints. In the Army we call it 30-60s. 30 seconds at 80 to 100% max effort and walk for 1 minute for 10 repetitions. That's almost 2 miles. Third day, you're going to run for speed, just like you would for the Army Combat Fitness Test or the regular Army Physical Fitness Test, running the 2 miles in the shortest time possible. You're running for speed. By mixing it up is definitely going to decrease your run time, and don't cheat yourself. Push yourself. With the all-new Army Combat Fitness Test, I also suggest doing a lot more calisthenics, body weight exercises, and start incorporating lifting weights, the AKA the deadlift, farmer's carry, and dragging heavy weights, close to 100 pounds. Watch the video down below and you'll see why. Females definitely need to work on their core, along with males, a lot of males too, but they're saying a document was leaked and that over 70% of females are failing the Army Combat Fitness Test. And I think, in my humbling opinion, I think it's the leg tuck that's getting everyone. So work on your core, leg raises, knee raises, hanging from a bar, planks, side planks, reverse planks, pull-ups, push-ups. You know, keep it simple. Push up, pull up, squats, sit-ups, plank, and run at minimum. All body weight exercises. Another reason, probably the most common reason a soldier fails AIT is for academic reasons. Failing 2 or more tests consecutively. Depending on the schoolhouse, they may have varying rules to how many tests, if it's consecutive tests or just total tests. Depending on the AIT site and their SOP, their standard operating procedures, if soldiers were to fail for academic reasons, they will be forced to be discharged or reclassed. Usually, 99% of the time, they'll go to reclass school. However, if the soldier denies and makes a big stink about it, they could get discharged from there. If you're going to get reclassed, understand that you have like 99% chance of not getting an MOS to reclass to have the option or the MOS of choice. You're leaving it up to Big Army to put you based on the needs of the Army, whether it's Army Reserve, active duty, or Guard. Here in the New York Army National Guard, our SOP is to put 2 MOSs at time of enlistment on your DD form 1966 of 2 MOSs that you are qualified for and willing to do or sign a contract for as alternate MOSs in the event that you academically fail from AIT. That way, we don't put you where we want you. We put you where you would like to go based on your qualifications. That's just a plus here at the New York Army National Guard. You could get medically chaptered out of the Army as well. So remember, if you have to go on sick call, make sure it's for a legitimate reason. And understand that if you go on sick call, you're taking the risk for the medical doctor in the Army to make a decision to medically discharge you or medically chapter you out. Now, if you break a leg and you have to go to the hospital, understandable. However, if you, let's say you're experiencing pain in the hips or the shins, it's bearable, but you're in pain, you think you could push through it, but just in case, you just want to go get checked out. Next thing you know, because it's a common injury to get stress fractures of the shins and the hips, the doctor's going to tell you that you're going to have to go home. If you're lucky, you get to stay there for a little while, right? And be on medical hold, right? And be a medical holdover until you heal and then continue the process if they deem worthy. However, if they deem that the stress fractures are bad enough and they have to discharge you, whether you want to be there or not, you're going home. Sorry. So make the choice. Are you hurt or are you injured? I'm not going to tell you not to go to the doctors, but understand there are risks involved by doing so. So just keep that in mind. I had a soldier send home 4 stress fractures, and he felt that he could have pushed through it. It wasn't a big deal, but he just wanted to make sure that he was all right and to basically get confirmation that that's exactly what he has. And as a result, they discharged him. Doesn't happen too often, but a drug failure also is another reason why someone could get discharged. It's usually alcohol that they get in trouble for, but if it's anything else, you're definitely getting discharged. As a trainee, you cannot smoke, you cannot drink, you can't do any other illicit drugs, controlled substances, marijuana, nothing. Nada. If you do, and you come up on the random drug test, another reason, there's a video surfacing now on social media of a group of people at Fort Gordon, I believe. And this guy, literally, I give him credit for the kick though. That was a nice kick. However, they got into a huge brawl, and that is a no-go at this station. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. This is not Monopoly. You are going home. They are going to get discharged. They're going to lose rank. They're going to lose pay. They're going to do extra duty. And then they're going to get discharged. And if it's bad enough and the injuries are bad enough, they could possibly go to military jail, then get discharged dishonorably. So do not get into a fight while you're in a training environment or throughout your entire military career. Do not go AWOL, absent without leave. Do not leave the installation without permission. Just don't do it. Insubordination, sharp violations, my God, you will have sharp stuff down your throat almost every single day in a training environment. SHARP is your sexual harassment awareness reporting procedure, something along those lines. Basically meaning do not sexually harass anyone, do not assault anyone. You will go to jail if it's bad enough. 0 tolerance in the United States Army. 0 tolerance. It doesn't matter if it's male on female, female on male, male on male, female on female. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't have to be the party that's involved. It could be a third party observing or overhearing whatever's being said. And if they're offended, you just got a SHARP violation. Pack your bags, you're leaving. Just don't get in trouble, and certainly don't repeat. Don't be a repeat offender. Do not constantly get in trouble, because then they could pile up the paperwork to justify your discharge for pattern of misconduct. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. The Army as a whole pays out $70,000 to $150,000 to train you to become America's next citizen soldier. That includes meals, clothing, housing, the trainers, everything. Everything. So they're investing a lot of money into you to be the next super soldier. This is definitely rare. However, for whatever reason, if you are also, whatever your reason for being discharged, at the training installation, when they're processing you for discharge, they're going to tell you that after 6 to 24 months, you can reapply with a waiver and come right back in like it's no big deal. Fake news. Don't believe the hype. Guarantee you, right? It's going to be close to 24 months to wait to come back in, depending on your narrative reason and reason for separation and type of discharge. And oftentimes I get so many people that were discharged for misconduct, and they think that after 6 months they can just come in with a waiver. I don't care what the regulation says. I mean, we could request a waiver all day, every day. You ain't getting in here. Misconducts, patterns of misconduct's even worse. You're not coming back in. All right there, sunshine? You should have got it right the first time. So suck it up, Buttercup. You're only in training for 4.5 to 6 months on average, so get it right the first time. End rant. I digress. All right, so attitude drives the train. No matter what, if it's something that can be fixed or given another opportunity to get it right, attitude drives the train. For example, I had a soldier, I forgot where he was. I think he was at Fort Lee, Virginia. I swear to you, they gave him like 8 to 10 additional PT tests so that he can meet all the graduation requirements from his AIT. I think he was at 91 Bravo School, which is a light wheel vehicle mechanic, okay? And that's where your AIT site is. And they gave him literally 8 to 10 additional PT tests to pass to come home. Like, he was a holdover for like almost 2 months just to pass the APFT test. So this was months ago. So anyone who shipped out prior to 1 October of 2019, the ACFT was optional. So he was grandfathered in essentially for the APFT, the Army Physical Fitness Test. So he was failing his run. At first it was like 30 seconds, and it creeped up until he was like literally just a few seconds shy of passing his 2-mile run. Finally, on the 8th or 10th PT test, he finally passed by a few measly seconds. The only reason why he was afforded those opportunities to retest and to retest and to retest and get threatened every single day that they were going to be like, no go, you gotta go home. But he acted like he wanted to be there. He looked and acted like he gave an F. He portrayed that he was giving 200% effort and did PT on his own so they could see it, right? Day in and day out, pushing himself, getting people who are good at running, pushing him to get him to pass. If he didn't do all that and do the extra mile and to show and prove to them that he literally wants to be a soldier, they would have processed him out many PT tests ago. So it's all about your attitude. Get your mind right, your body will follow. Those are all of the main things that are trending from AIT for people to be possibly chaptered out or discharged from AIT or basic training. So with that being said, the decisions you make today for the things that you have control over, make the right decisions. There are several types of discharges that one could get when getting discharged from AIT or any point throughout your military career. The best one, honorable discharge. You're good to go. A general discharge, not so bad. It's good, but it's not great. It excludes you from certain benefits. It's a neutral discharge. Then you have other than honorable discharge, which leads me up to the dishonorable discharge. Other than honorable and dishonorable discharge is, it's bad. It's bad juju. We treat other than honorable the same as dishonorable, and that is the worst type of discharge one can get. Some things are waivable, some things aren't. I mean, we could put a waiver in for whatever you want, but not everything is waiverable. Depending on the reason for discharge, because we look at what type of discharge, honorable, general, other than honorable, or dishonorable. We look for the SBD code, the narrative reason for separation, it tells us the reason why you were discharged. And depending on all those together will dictate whether or not you are pre-qualified to submit a waiver on your behalf, meaning to request permission based on your reason for being discharged to come back into service. Each waiver, you're going to have to wait a minimum 6 months from AIT before you can reapply, depending on the reason. The worse the reason is, the longer you'll have to wait. Most of the time it's closer to 24 months. Once those 2 years are up, then you can submit the waiver if they will entertain that type of waiver. So when you're at the schoolhouse, they will tell you, oh, don't worry about it. You can come back in with a waiver, no problem. Fake news. So make the decision today to do the right thing to save the rest of your career. Even if you don't like the fact that you are currently serving and you feel that you made a mistake, serve out honorably for that contract and then get out. Leave on a good note, because when you go to a civilian company or another city, state, or federal government agency, there's a box. Have you served in the military? You're going to have to check yes. If you got other than honorable or dishonorable, even a general discharge, they're going to ask you why. So think about that. You could be denied employment because of a stupid decision that you made today, not thinking about tomorrow. So heed my advice, do right by yourself, do right by the United States, serve honorably, live the Army values. Just do your best and forget the rest. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, like this video, share this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. That's it, video's over. Sorry, but you can definitely watch more. You can check out this video here, or maybe you can check out this video here. But you know what? Actually, this video is pretty good. You should definitely watch this one. But actually, this one seems pretty great. You should definitely check out this video. But actually, why don't you watch them both? Try clicking them both.